Hello, welcome to AllCBTs today. My name is David. And in today's special video, we want to go marketing. So we want to take questions on marketing education, right? Because some of you have reached out in the comment section of our previous videos that we don't have videos on our channel covering marketing. And it's a subject that I really love, so which I'm very good at explaining. So I decided to put together these questions for you, for us to go through so that you understand the basic, repetitive questions in marketing, and you can see the way the questions are framed. You can also know how to answer correctly should you come across this kind of exam, this kind of questions in your exam. Now note that these questions are like all board. They rank from, you see them in your GCE exam, your WAEC, your NECO. As a matter of fact, basically all O-level exams. So you want to make sure you understand them and you're able to remember them even in your sleep, right? So let's get into it. And let's not forget, if you are just joining this channel for the first time, please ensure that you're subscribed to the family so that when we release updates, for example, this is the objective, we still have the theory section, right? So that when we release updates to these questions, you'll be informed. Let's get into it. All right, so question one. An advertising media with the highest coverage area is dash. All of these in the options, you have billboard, you have catalog, you have magazines, you have television. They are all advertising media. By the way, what is advertising? Simple, in layman language, is just getting people to know what you're doing as a business, or getting your business or that service or product you're doing in the front of the right, potential buyer, right? So which of these would reach people the most? Now, one, we have billboard. Billboard are those big signposts you see beside the road. Now, it can reach a lot of people, but it's limited to people who trail that road. In other words, if you're not going that way, you wouldn't see it, right? Then you have catalog. Catalog is often most of the time, either a media file or in hard copy, document copy, paper copy that contains maybe like a brochure, like what a company do or what you advertise. You put it in a kind of a catalog. It can be media, it can be a paper copy. So that one also is restricted to who you send it to. If you have it on your website, it's only the people who you send the link to that can see it. Yeah. Then you have magazines. Magazines often are in hard copies, right? Some of them are printed every month. Some of them are printed once in a week. Magazines also is restricted to a number of people. Then you have television. Television has the widest area coverage in among the options here because anybody who tunes to that frequency, wherever they are all around the world, can see what is being advertised, right? So that's why you see that a lot of people use television advertising. Okay, so D is the correct option. And then question two. A pricing strategy in which the buyer and the seller bargain to reach an arrangement on the price of a product is what? Okay, so the buyer, the seller. Okay, I don't have my marker here, but let's just say this is the buyer, this is the seller, and this is the product. So they are what? They are bargaining. How much is this marker? 200. No, I'll take it to 150. No, take it to 120. No, I'll take it to 100. You know, that kind of thing. What is it called? You do it too. Everybody does it. It's called haggling. Haggling. Okay? So that's when we are negotiating. We are dragging on the price to arrive at something that is comfortable for me, and then the buyer also thinks it's comfortable for him to sell. So that's price haggling. Is that how you say haggling or you say price haggling? Right. And then next question. A product that has undergone processing is dash.
Now, a product that has not undergone processing, that's a raw product, raw material, has a different name. But for this one, we're looking at a product that has undergone processing is called dash. A, you have intangible product. What is an intangible product? Tangible simply means something you cannot hold, handle, or touch. Yeah, so that's like an abstract kind of a product, like digital product. Yes. So then you have primary product. You have extractive product. Extractive product will be product like crude oil, like mineral resources in the floor, in the ground beneath the earth surface, and then you have secondary product. So the product that has undergone processing is a secondary product. The one that has not undergone processing is a primary product. Okay, please take notes and never forget it. Then the next question: which of these items is a primary product? So I just gave you the definition of a primary product. So which of these four is a primary product? I should give you a few seconds to think about it. You have sugar, noodles, fresh tomatoes, fresh bread. So primary product, one that has not undergone processing, is what from that option? Okay, let's look at it together now. So sugar has undergone processing from sugarcane, right? So we knock sugar off. Sugar is a secondary product. Noodles is a manufactured product in a lab or in an industry. So we cannot, noodles is a secondary product, it's not part of it. Then we have fresh bread. Bread too is made from flour. It has been processed from something. So secondary product. Then we have fresh tomatoes. That means tomatoes that is just taken from the farm, right? That's not been blended or whatever. So this is the primary product. So through fresh tomato now we can make tomato paste like Gino and all the kinds, right? Good. Now next question. A short term used in boosting turnover is what? A short term tool used in boosting turnover is what? A, you have sales promotion, mass media, personal selling, e-marketing. All of these are involved in boosting product or marketing, right? But one of them is often short term and does a lot of boost to your product. Some of you who watch this video right now sell online, okay? Some of you sell on TikTok, many of you sell on WhatsApp. And you know that thing that you'd see, when you publish your product, either on WhatsApp or maybe the status section or TikTok section or TikTok reels or post, and then you will see something beside it that would say promotion. So what does promotion mean? It means let's help you boost the visibility of your product for an agreed space of time, an agreed period of time. So that's what sales promotion is. It is simply boosting the visibility. So you see that you can take a week, you can take 3 days, you can take a month if you like, and then what the social media will do is they will boost it a lot, okay, for that period of time. So there will be flood of people running to your DMs. But you know that you cannot supplant, you cannot erase the need for proper and thorough mass media marketing. You cannot separate that from sales promotion. So sales promotion will just boost your product for a short time, but mass media, e-marketing, and personal selling can keep you in the market for a longer time. Of course, you know what personal selling is: mouth to mouth. Hey, I have this marker, it's 200. Do you like it? Blah blah blah. Then you have e-marketing, email, electronic mail, through WhatsApp, all of that. And then you have mass media. Of course, we've discussed a little bit of that before. Yeah. So now if you've enjoyed this video until this time, you need to like the video. Okay, liking the video does suggest to YouTube algorithm that the content is good enough and they can push it to a wider audience of people. This is your own way of appreciating us for making this content free and accessible to you, right? Okay, thank you in advance. We continue with the video.
Now the next question. The systematic process of obtaining and analyzing data to provide information for marketing decision making is what? Anywhere you see systematic, look at that. You see systematic, you see analyzing, okay? You see decision. These are scientific terms, okay? Terms that is used in science or scientific discoveries or in discoveries, as a matter of fact, right? So what is this term relating to? It's not relating to forecasting, it's not related to segmentation, it's not planning, it is research. So research is the process of obtaining. Are you getting it now? This is just, let's even forget that it's relating to marketing. It is just a brainy definition that you should be able to at least, because you're not going to know all the questions, you're not going to know everything, but some questions, when you see them, they just come off your head that, oh, from what I've studied or what I know, this should be the answer, or from the definition, you should be able to deduce that, okay, this is the answer, right? Okay, so in this case, it's research. What is research? It's a systematic process of obtaining data, reviewing the data, planning the data, processing the data, okay, to come about an information, okay? That's what research is. Now, marketing research now continues from here to make marketing decisions. That's where marketing comes in. But from here to this place is the definition of research. Okay? Are you okay with that? Good. Now, if you have questions, please do not relent to ask them in the comment section of this video. So, I'm happy to converse with you and take your questions. Next, the last stage in the buying decision process is the dash. Okay? Now, it's quite a process. I think about 5 to 6 stages. There is the process where first you have the desire. For example, I want an iPhone 17. So that's the desire first. Then there is the next process, which is researching. I begin to study. I'm checking online, I'm checking videos, I'm asking people on iPhone 17. And then there's the next process where I begin to look for stores that sell this iPhone, credible stores. And then there's that process now where I now locate a store, either online or on ground. Okay, then there's a process where now I now buy the product. Okay, now where are we going? Look at the question. We are going to the last stage. So now I bought the product, but that's not the last stage. The last stage, I bring the product to my house, my abode, and I'm using the product. Then I am happy with the product, or I'm unhappy with the product. If I'm happy with the product, I go to the seller's page and review, and make a review. Oh, I'm excited, and I'm even telling people about the product. So that's the last stage. The last stage is what? Option C, post-purchase behavior. How the customer behaves after he's bought the product. That's the final stage. It's either he's happy, continue using the product, tells people around about the product, review the buyer, or he's unhappy. He wants to return the product. He needs a refund, or he's going to destroy the product, or he's going to go leave negative reviews, like some of you do. Okay, now next question. Which of the following behaviors will satisfy customer exhibit? Which of the following behaviors will satisfy? This should be satisfied, not satisfied. Which of the following behaviors would satisfy customer exhibit? And you have buy similar products from other companies, pay attention to other companies' product advertisement, talk favorably about the purchase product, recommend competitive product for buying. Oh, do you know what this even means? This means that which of these following behavior will show that the customer is satisfied? That's what it means. All right. Now, if you are not able to define a question properly, how are you able to come about the answer? See, so you should be able to define the question. Try to reason through the question. Then picking the answer becomes pretty easy and straightforward. So, which of the following behaviors would show that the customer is satisfied? One, he goes to buy similar product from other companies. No. Okay, I bought iPhone 17. At the end of the day, next week, someone track my purchase behavior and see that I bought another iPhone 17 from another store. Then it gives a clue that probably the one I bought the week before is bad. So A is not the answer. We can cross A out. B, pay attention to other companies' product advertisement. Okay, then I'm still looking at adverts, TikTok videos, and adverts of iPhone 17. I'm still looking at it every day. Then it shows that I'm not satisfied with the one I bought. So we can cross this out. And then talk favorably about the purchase product. I already explained this the past question, the previous question. Yes, this would be the correct option. Because if I buy it, I love it, it's good, then I want to talk nicely about it. It's just normal person, people or human behavior. I want to recommend it. I want to sing about it. So option C would have to be the correct answer. Then next question. Which of the following sales promotional tool is used to encourage wholesalers and retailers? Okay, who are wholesalers and retailers? They are the one that stands between the producers of the product and the consumers of the product. So they stand between, they are the middlemen between the manufacturer, the ones who make the product, and the end user, the consumer. They are the what? Wholesalers and retailers. So which of these tools is used to encourage them? Who is encouraging them? The producers. Which of these do the producers use to encourage them? You have sample pack. No. No. It is the wholesalers who give sample pack, or the retailer who gives sample pack to the customer. For example, you go to a shop, like the way our mommies do, and your babes, and your boys. You go to a shop, okay, that sells gari, and you want a good gari that you can be soaking in the afternoon. So you say, give me Jebu gari, and she shows you in the pans different Jebu gari, and then you say, can I take it? Can I take a sample? She says, okay, take this one. And she gives you a measurable sample. That's what is called sample pack. Why is she giving you the sample? Is it because she just wants to be dash giving out her gari? No. She's hoping that you taste that. Even you are not asking, she's even say, put it in your mouth. Yeah. She's hoping that you take that sample and you are hooked. And you're like, this is it. That's what I want. You get it? So sample pack is a promotional feature tool that retailers, who are retailers? Small distributors, wholesalers, big distributors, they use to get to hook buyer. For example, okay, I make pure water, I'm a pure water factory or sachet water factory. Okay, how do I hook retailers? I could say, okay, how do I hook smaller retailers? I could say, okay, I'm going to give you 6 bags for the price of 5 bags. See, so that's like a sample pack. Okay, let's leave that. Next, we have bonus pack. I already explained that with sample pack. You will have seen when you go to many of these stores to buy maybe the bar soap, you will see that they write 5 with 1 free inside. Have you seen that before? I see it a lot, especially with bar soaps like the likes of Joy, Lux, and you see they say 1 free inside. As bonus pack to try to what? To try to encourage you to buy. So the one that is used by wholesalers, the one that producers use to encourage wholesalers and retailers is price discount. They give them price discount on the large stock they're buying. Those other things I mentioned, it is wholesalers and retailers that use it to encourage end user. You are the end user, that's why they use it to encourage you. You see on the shopping shelves. Okay, I'm taking my time to really explain this to you because I want you to get it. So that whichever, even if the questions do not come, these are predicted questions. But even if the questions do not come directly as this, you can have a fair idea, whichever way it is twisted, based on the explanation we've shared. Which of the following channels of distribution would a producer who wants to control its unit price use? Okay, previously I mentioned that you have the producer, you have the wholesaler, retailer together, you have the consumer. Who are the consumers? The ones who go to the shops with their cash to buy. Okay, so now I'm the producer. I want to manage the price. Example, I want to manage the price of my product. I don't want the price of my product to be manipulated. I don't want price manipulation in my market. I want to manage it well. Let me give you an example. Some of you have watched the advert you saw. I think it was about weeks ago. You saw this advert on YouTube where Mortal Guinness made their advert. And in that advert, they were showing that the tin of Mortal Guinness is 600 naira. They said, go to any, actually wrote it there, go to any store and buy 600 naira. But you and I, the end user of Mortal Guinness, know that any store you get in is selling what? For 800. If you are buying many, they may give you 700. But 800. But the producer already said this product to the consumer, the unit price should be sold at 600. Meaning that there is a lot of profit already. These people are eating too much profit. So if I as a producer, I'm unhappy with that, and I want to take charge of the middle. I don't want wholesaler or retailer to distribute my product. I want to manage my price. What will I do? That's what producer to consumer. Simple. I will put systems in place to ensure that the product leaves my factory to the direct consumer. No, I will not give any shop. I will not allow any retailer to retail it for me. It has its disadvantage. Why? Because if you are a very large distributor, how do you manage? How do you expand? How do you grow? Okay. How do you manage orders from other countries, other states without middlemen, the likes of the wholesalers and the retailers? So it might not work. Okay. Now, moving on. Next question. If the unit cost price of a product is 90 naira and sold at a profit margin of 50 naira, what is the selling price? This is a simple one, just a little bit calculating. The unit cost of a product is 90 naira. Cost price of this marker. That is the amount it cost me to make this marker is 90 naira. Good, keep that information. Then it said it is sold at a profit margin of 50 naira. Meaning that after I make this marker for 90 naira, I now sold this marker with a profit of 50 naira, or 50%, sorry, with a profit of 50%. 50% of what? Of 90 naira. What is 50% of 90 naira? That's the first thing you need to do. That is what? 90 divided by 100, that's 50. Or 50% will be what? 90 divided by 2. So we can say the 50% of 90 naira will be 45 naira. Okay, we've established that now. So the cost price, the amount I used to produce this marker, 90 naira. I made a profit margin of 50%, which is what? 45 naira. What is my selling price? Now, what is selling price? Selling price is simple. Your cost price plus your profit. You see how easy that was? So my cost price is 90 naira. My profit is 45 naira. You add it together. My selling price will be what? 135 naira. Good. Next question. A function of market union in a local market is to what? The market union in a local market. What is their function? Defend members at law courts? No. It's lawyers that do that. Offer bank loan to members? No. It's bankers and banks that do that. Transport products on behalf of members? No. It's transporters that do that. Transport companies. Establish common price for their products? Yes. You see, that's when you go to barber's shop. This one would read, this example analogy would really work for like barber's shop for those of you who are men, or even hairdresser's shop. You will see like what? You will see a price list that will have been laminated. On the top, you will see Association of Barber, OTA. or Association of Barber Lagos, then you see the prices of the styles and the age range. You see the type of the styles and age range, you see the prices. If you go to this barber shop, you see it. If you go to that barber shop, you see it. All the barber shop, you see it. So that's what an association do. They try to ensure that they put a common price, regulate the price, because you know that some places, in order to gain more market, we keep the price, right? And then these other persons will not be able to have customers and will run out of business. So it doesn't mean that the members of the association do not now, on their own prerogative, say, ah, sir, how much do I barb my hair? How much do you barb hair? It's 1.5. Based on what is on the association chart, is 1.5. But he has just 800, and the barber has not made sales. We collect the money and barb his hair. Nobody will know. Okay, question next now. Which of the following pricing strategies is used by wholesalers of industrial goods? Wholesalers of industrial goods. Which of the following price strategies do they use? You have penetration pricing. No. This one is used when you want to enter a market. You want to penetrate a market. What's the meaning of penetrate? Something is hard. You now want to force your way through. That's what penetrate means. So a market that is not your market, you want to enter the market. Penetration, you have to come with a penetration strategy. So this is used for that. Then cost plus price, yes. This is the correct answer. So cost plus pricing means your cost is used by basically every wholesaler. That's the price I bought it I will add a particular percentage on top of that price to come about my selling price. Is that understandable now? Now, if you've been enjoying this video up until this time and enjoying these questions, do you know that we still have many more of these questions on our apps? So how do you access it? Just check the link, check the description of this video. You will see the link to download those apps. So download the app either on your Android phone or in your Apple iPhone. You can even download it on your laptop and begin to practice hundreds of these kind of questions for free. Yes, for free. And then, like I said before, if you have questions, you can ask them in apps or you can ask them in the comment section. Let's round up this class. Which of the following factors is not a price determinant? In other words, which of these will not determine the price of a goods or commodity? You have consumer culture, level of demand. Level of demand will. The higher the demand, the higher the price. Okay, cost of production. Cost of production will. The higher the cost of production, the higher the price. Competitor prices. Competitor prices will affect the price that I will sell my own thing. Right? Good. The only one that will not affect is consumer culture. Okay? Yes, consumer taste may affect price, but in general, the lifestyle of a consumer should not affect the price by which you put your product out in the market. So, next question. Which of the following is a function of a warehouse? What do we use warehouse for? Keeping and making goods available when required. Yes, that's the answer. We don't need to go for that, right? But let's see others. Hoarding of goods to increase price. Is that the purpose? Like the way they put palliative in government warehouse and hoard it. Is that the purpose of warehouse? No, so it's not this one. Making goods available to final consumers is also this. Okay, storing of small units of products is also, no, not this. Warehouse is for large units. So making goods available to final consumers, yeah. Keeping and making goods available when required, yeah. A and C. A and C is there, but A is richer, so we'll go with A. Next question. One of the rules that guides international marketing is what? A. Import restriction, memorandum of association, company annual report, articles of association. One of the rules that guides international marketing, international sales is what? The answer will be import restriction. Every country must have an importation restriction. You see the one that is trending, the one of the United States, but President Donald Trump is trending. And why is it trending? Yes, because it has to trend. He is saying, in other words, that every dictionary of a seller from any country of the world should not just be bringing their goods into the US. Otherwise, our own local companies would suffer. That makes sense, doesn't it? So, import restriction guides international marketing, and it's a really sensible tool. Next question. A method of engaging in international marketing by which a company gives another the right to use its patents and trademark for a fee is what? Now, I have an assignment for you. What is a patent? You are not to use Google, ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, and Gemini. You are not to use that. Just go and read a book or something. Come about a robust definition for me. What is a patent? Okay, so the method of engaging in international marketing by which a company gives another the right to use its patent or its trademark is what? That's what? Licensing. I'll give you an example. Do you know that many of these KFC that you see, many of these Mr. Biggs, Mr. Biggs is not trending anymore, but Cold Stone ice cream, KFC, that you see are not owned by the family, the first family. When I mean the first family, I mean the owners of the idea. Many of them are licensed. I bought the license, I bought the patents, or hired, maybe not even bought, I hired. Okay, the hire can be for 10 years. So I go to the owners of Kilimanjaro or KFC Foods, and I said, well, in my area, there are no KFCs. I would like KFC to be in my area. So I would like to pay for your licensing, or for your patent, or for your trademark. What it simply means is that they are not going to give you a structure by which you must follow, meaning the shape of the shop, the construction of the shop, the chairs, everything must be a look-alike to other KFCs, must be based on how they said it should be. The taste of the food, the drinks, you must keep to their rules and regulations. The only thing that you have and can manage is the money flow, is yours. And of course, you'll be paying them based on agreement. Okay? I don't want to dwell on it because I don't want the video to be too long. Okay? The selling concept is practiced aggressively within Dash. The selling concept. What is selling concept? Go all out and sell. Sell by all means. That's what selling concept is. Which of these categories use this concept? That's what unsought goods. What is unsought goods? Goods that people are not looking for. Are you getting it now? Goods that people are not looking for. People are not really interested to buy. They don't really matter to life. Are you getting it? For example, analytical companies don't really matter to life. So they are unsought. Are you getting it now? Now, what is convenience goods? Goods that people need to be comfortable. Okay? Specialty goods, people are looking for them. So unsought goods, people don't want. People are not looking for it. It's not like people eat them, but people are not looking for it. People can live without it. So for this kind of goods, they need an extra level of marketing. So that's why the selling concept is practiced aggressively. Otherwise, the business will suffer or even die. Next question. How many groups of buyers make an industrial market? You have 5. You have 5. You have the government, the producers, the resellers, the institution, and the foreign buyers. You have 5. So 5 groups of buyers make an industrial market. And then I think the last question we have here, the last question for this interesting class, the systematic design, collection, and analysis of data about problems relating to the market. We've seen this before. Is what you see now. They've removed marketing. just research. So that is it. It is research. So research is what you see there as defined. Yeah, and there we have it for part one. Now, this is just the part one of our marketing OBJ in response to your request, all right, in the comment section. So if you want me to make, or you want us to make other videos, other subjects, please feel free to let us know in the comment section. And if you enjoyed it, please type in the comment section, I really enjoyed today's class. I will see you in another class. My name is David. Bye. Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the content you just watched. To see more episodes as that, preparing you for your oncoming exams, smash the subscribe button on this channel right now and visit the playlist that we've made for you, covering over 50 type of different exams, including JAMB, WAEC, Kakao,